Sweet 16, right?
Right.
Is Duke still your favorite after that performance? A little
I'm going with the
shaky.
field right now. Originally, I was going to go with Duke, and partially,
What changed?
What changed? What has changed over the course of time is
Yeah.
people are not guarding Tre Jones, just shrinking the court off him. You saw what they did. Taco Fall defending Tre Jones is an issue. Until Tre Jones in that situation becomes a screener or a driver and brings the game to people, there's an issue. Over 50% of their points comes from two players. So if you get one of those two dudes in foul trouble, as you get better in the tournament, you play better teams, all right, they are going to have better game plans. Look, scouting reports are two things. They're either personnel-driven, all right, or they're principle-driven. Right now, in this moment of time, especially in the tournament, they are personnel-driven. You decide what you're going to give and what you're going to take away. So right now, what are people doing? They're giving Tre Jones a lot of space. They're basically zoning his man up, who's going to help on any drives. It didn't work completely for UCF, but when you play a Michigan State, when you play better teams that also have more weapons and can take care of the basketball, now you're going to have a problem. So I think there are enough teams in the field that can create a problem for Duke where there's a chance the field wins.
Let me stay with you here, Coach, for this. Tre Jones is a huge problem because of his inability to make shots.
But on the other hand, he's a great defender.
Great defender, but 1 of 8 from shooting from three-point range. You saw was in his head. He was scared to take shots. I'm not giving RJ Barrett a pass or Cam Reddish a pass either. RJ Barrett might get his numbers. He's a lefty. He's coming to his left hand.
Sure
We know that. I think when you go against the better teams, they'll figure that out. And Cam Reddish, I've complained this to Max. Nobody's driving me crazy more than Cam Reddish. And here's why. I know he hit 5 or 8 shots.
Hit a big shot, too.
Hit a big-time three. I get it. But the length, the athleticism, and the shot that this kid has, he could be special. And he has been a model of inconsistency. I'm not questioning his talent. I got questions about his motor, and can I trust him?
Here's the thing.
I don't question his potential.
Yeah,
I want to see it.
Because he's a 33% three-point shooter. The one other thing that we haven't taken into consideration is who has to get ball at the end of the game for Duke? Two guys, right? RJ Barrett, Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
All right? In the last 2 minutes of a game, those guys are 15 for 29 from the free throw line. 15 from 29. Now, we saw a really good Memphis team on the verge, on the cusp of winning a national championship the year that Kansas won.
That's right. And couldn't
finish it because of free throws. So in the NCAA tournament, you're going to play closer games. Look, Duke is phenomenal. They are terrific defensively. They create offense out of their defense, which obviously is how they've been able to be successful. They score in the paint because Zion is dominating. They protect the paint because Zion can protect the paint. But when you move up, when you get into the Elite Eight, the Sweet 16, teams aren't turning it over. Teams are going to be able to rebound. They've got bigger bodies. They've won a ton of games. And Tre Jones, he might not be able to dominate you at the point of attack so that Reddish and RJ Barrett and Zion Williamson can then get in passing lanes, knock balls away, and get out in transition.
What matchup are you most looking forward to?
Just in terms as a spectator, UNC Auburn. I mean, you think those two teams come out for 81 points in transition this past weekend. That game will go up and down. They're interesting because Auburn runs to shoot the three. Carolina runs to shoot a layup. They rim run as well as any team in the country. Auburn tries to create chaos, turn you over, create a turnover, pitch it ahead. Bryce Brown's knocking down a three. You're not turning over Carolina. Where Auburn's going to have a problem, I think it's going to be an entertaining game. You're talking about an elite rebounding team in North Carolina.
Yes.
You're talking about a team that really struggles rebounding the ball in the defensive end in Auburn. I think they get crushed on the glass and they don't turn Carolina over. But I think that's going to be a fun game to watch.
Two things you need to know, because I know we got to end this segment. Two things you need to know. Number one, I never had Duke. I always had the field, meaning Carolina. I picked Carolina to win the national championship. I believe in these brothers. I think they're going to get it done. And I'm hoping that they meet Duke for the national championship.
That would be awesome.
Games are always thrilling, number one. And number two, I think you'd be proud of me, Coach. I'm in that 97% percentile.
Oh, God. Are you bragging about your bracket again?
They got me. I'm sorry. They just told me 99%. I'm in the top 1%. I'm in the top 1%. My brackets are flowing right now. It's flowing right now.
I don't want to crush him here. I got all 16.
Damn.
So you got to be in the 0.01%.
No, I missed some early.
I don't mind defending to you. I'd rather have something to brag about.
My upsets early,
Yeah.
but the guys.
How many people have all 16?
I stayed with Oregon.
Right.
You know, the guys that I thought
Some
Texas
size
Tech,
up there and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I stayed with
Texas
those
Tech
guys.
defense and
Yeah, exactly.
Coach.
That's good. Well, I expect that of you.
Well,
Wait a second.
but I don't mind
You're a
deferring to you.
guru.
Never.
You're a
I don't
guru.
mind
Coach, you got
deferring to
him.
you.
You
He just
got
wants
it.
to become on a
Bring it
radio
back
show this
down.
afternoon.
I got to hold on to this. I got to hold on to this.
no doubt.